Okay, let's make a start with this reading test. We will solve full test, all 40 questions. And in this test, we have a variety of questions like list of headings, true, false, not given, sentence completion, and all that. This test is for general training, but those who are academic IELTS candidates, for them, it's a good opportunity to understand the foundation of reading. The only difference that we have in academic reading and general training reading is the passages. Questions are same in both IELTS reading, but passages are different. In general training, we have two short passages in part 1, two short passages in part 2, but part 3 is same. In AC reading and GT reading, part 3 is absolutely same. Okay, so if you are academic, it's a good opportunity to understand the foundation of reading, and if you are general training, it is good for you as well. I mean, academic tests are good for GT and GT tests are good for academic, right? Now let's see the title. Is your child at school today? School attendance information for parents. This is the title. Now what do you understand from this? In this short passage, they will talk about attendance system, right? What is absent, if someone is absent, what to do and all that. On the next page, questions 1 to 5, we have true, false, not given, right? Now true, false, not given, this is very good. There are 5 questions and you can understand the core concept of true, false, not given. And when I tell you the answer, the sentence where there is the answer, you need to write question number over there, so that when you go back home, you repeat all the tests. Now, for true, false, not given, questions and their answers, they are in order. Once you find one answer, you go on, you'll find the next answer. And by the way, in academic reading, part 1, two type of questions are extremely important. One is true, false, not given, and second is sentence completion. So they may give you these two type of questions, and both are type A. Type A means questions and answers are in order. So question number 1. Children must go to the school where they are registered. Now look here. I mean, children where they are registered, they should go to that school, not any other school. So if children should go to the schools where they are registered, true. If they can go to any other school where they are not even registered, false. And if they don't tell us whether they can go to school where they are registered or not, then it is not given. Now we go back, first paragraph, third line after full stop. The law says that, found it? The law says that parents must ensure that their child regularly attends the school where he or she is registered. So it means a child should go to school where he or she is registered. Law says that. Children must go to. Law says that parents must ensure. Ensure means they must send their children. So what is the answer? Answer is true. Very good. Question number 2, all arrivals. In true, false, not given, the word all is very important. All arrivals after the register has closed. Now, for example, this is attendance register and I mark the attendance and then the register is closed. After that, if anyone comes, someone comes late, imagine a school setup, okay? All arrivals after the register has closed are recorded as unauthorized absence. Now listen. One is leave, one is absence, or we call it absent also, okay? Unauthorized absence means when you don't inform them. And authorized absence means when you inform them. If you send an application, like in schools, if we send an application, we call it leave. And if you don't send an application, it is called absent, right? So they say all arrivals after the register has closed are recorded unauthorized, all. Right? Now, if they use the word, I mean, we go back and see if it is like that. Please come to second paragraph. Second paragraph and second line after full stop. If your child arrives, found it? Second paragraph, second line after full stop. If your child arrives, this is the first bullet point. Okay? If your child arrives after the register has closed without a good reason, this will be recorded as an unauthorized absence for that session. What is the answer? It should be false because they said without a good reason. Now, when they say without a good reason, it does not mean all. All means everybody. And without a good reason means if you come to school and register is closed and you have a good reason for that, then they will consider that. So the word without a good reason means it is the opposite of all, and the answer should be false. They said all arrivals, but they said if you come after the register has closed without a good reason. Now, if the reason is good, you say, well, I'm late because I had an accident, for example. That is a good reason, so they will accept that. But over here they say all arrivals. So it's not all arrivals. If you come late with a good reason, they will consider that. That is why answer is false. Question number 3, if your child is absent from school, you must send the school a letter to explain why. Now listen, if your child is absent and you have to send a letter to explain why, answer is true. If you have to send an email, not letter or something else, then answer is false. And if they don't tell us whether you need to send a letter, email, application, then answer is not given. So let's go back. Okay, it's the second bullet point. If your child has to miss school, found it? If your child has to miss school, it is vital that you let the school know why. Preferably on the first morning of absence. Your child's school will have an attendance policy, blah, blah, blah. Have they mentioned anything? Letter, application, email, anything? Not at all. So what is the answer? Answer is not given because there is no mention whether you have to send a letter. I mean, there is no information about letter. That is why it is not given. Question number 4, staff who think a child is having difficulties at school will contact parents. Now, child is having difficulty means child is not doing well in school. So, the staff will contact parents. If staff will contact parents, answer is true. If parents will contact staff, answer is false. And if they don't tell us who will contact whom, about the future, and remember future tense is very important. Sometimes they give future tense in the question and in the passage they only give present tense, and when they don't tell anything about future, that answer is also not given. Okay, now we go back. Third bullet point, if you know or think that your child is having difficulties, child is having difficulty means child is not doing well attending school, you should contact the school. It is better to do this sooner rather than later. Now tell me one thing. Have they mentioned anything about staff? Number 1. Number 2, staff will contact. They said if your child is having difficulty, you should contact the school. But staff, the word staff or staff will contact parents, there is no piece of information on that. That is why answer is not given. You should understand it. You should think it like this, that staff will contact. They haven't mentioned anything about staff. They only said parents should contact the school. No. Listen, I mean, the word will is very important here. Will is future. So they have not said anything about future. If they would have said, I tell you, same question, if they would have said parents will contact, future tense, then it could be false. But now they only said it's only a suggestion. Parents should contact is suggestion and parents will contact is something sure. So that is why it is not given. Question number 5, schools will contact other authorities about children who take frequent unauthorized absence. Other authorities, education department. I mean, we are talking about government schools and schools will contact other. For example, a child is absent from school and school will call the police that this child is not coming to school regularly. That is other authorities. So if schools will is also future. Be careful. If schools will contact other authorities about children who take frequent unauthorized absence, then answer is going to be true if it is that. If it is the opposite, answer will be false, otherwise not given. Now please come to authorized and unauthorized absence. If your child is absent, found it? It's the it's the third heading, authorized and unauthorized absent. If your child is absent and the school either does not receive an explanation from you or consider the explanation unsatisfactory, it will record your child's absence as unauthorized, and that is our truancy. Any mention? School will contact other authorities and all that. So what is the answer? Not given. Now, the next passage is holiday apartments to let. Holiday apartments. Just imagine during the summertime, you go to Murray and you rent an apartment, right? 1-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, and all that. So we call it holiday apartments to let. To let is on rent. Okay, now apartment, you will see the size of apartment, number of rooms, facilities, and all that. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all these are apartments. Now we go to the next page, questions 6 to 14. The text on page 21 has 7 sections, A to G, for which apartment are the following statements true? Okay, now we will not read the questions. The best way to do is, first you will go to paragraph A and you're going to skim read. When you skim read, as you know, we are talking about apartments. So you will just underline the features of apartments and then we will come back to questions. So please come to apartment A. Sleeps 2 to 3. 2 to 3 means this apartment is for 2 to 3 people. 1-bedroom apartment, underline 1 bedroom, uninterrupted sea view. Now what is uninterrupted sea view? From the window, you can see the sea. Uninterrupted sea view, underline that. Small first floor apartment, underline small. First floor, well-established apartment complex. Well-established means it is very good with all the facilities. Well-established means established very well. Containing a range of leisure facilities and supermarket for residents. Underline leisure facilities, supermarket. What are leisure facilities? Swimming and other sports and all that. Supermarket. On the edge of town. Now, edge of town means not in the town. Edge means like the corner of town, okay? But close to cafes and restaurants. Underline cafes, restaurant. On-street parking. Now, parking is available, but in the street. On-street parking means you will park your car in the street. Now we come back and we will read all the questions carefully because we have to answer them. Overlooks golf course. Underline golf course. Did they talk about golf course? Now wherever you see overlooks, overlooks means you can see the golf course. Overlooks. Option B, own parking. Now here what did they say? On-street parking. Now on-street parking, is it own parking? No, own parking means there is a garage with it. You can park your car inside. So but you underline own parking. Question number 8, center of town. Is it center of town? They said edge of town. Edge of town is not center of town, okay? Sea can be seen from it. Uninterrupted sea view. So for question number 9, what is the answer? A will be the right answer because it is paragraph A. Question number 10, swimming pool. Now, did they mention any pool? No. Huh? Sorry? No, but they did not mention swimming pool. The word pool is missing. So, underline swimming pool. Question number 11, new apartment complex. New. Have they mentioned this is new? They said well established. Now, well established does not mean new. Okay, question number 12. Part of an apartment complex with its own supermarket. They said supermarket for residents. So question number 12, correct answer is A. Now we answered 2 questions. And by the way, the question that you answer, you need to cross that so that you don't read it again. Number 12, for example, for number 12, answer is A. Now just cross number 12. Number 12 only. Question number 13. Private outdoor area. Underline private outdoor. Now, what is private outdoor area? It can be a terrace, it can be a lawn, it can be a thing like that. And question number 14, owners will organize parking on request. So, parking on request. Okay, it's not there. They said on-street parking. Now we keep the questions in mind and we go to paragraph B. Now we have questions in mind. So paragraph B. Sleeps 2 to 4, spacious one-bedroom apartment in a complex that has only just opened. What does it mean? That has only just opened means new. Which question is that? Question number 11. Well done. So question number 11, correct answer is B. Now you will write B and cross number 11 as well. Okay, let's go on. That has just opened 5 minutes walk from the sea. Private parking. Now what is private parking? Own parking. Which question number? 7. It has its own parking. For own parking they use the word private parking. So question number 7, correct answer is B. And you will cross number 7 from the list as well. Now see 2 paragraphs and we have answered 4 questions. Okay, it is located in a quiet, unspoiled village with a local market, banks, cafes and restaurants and fabulous championship golf courses. Now listen, they said fabulous championship golf courses with easy walking distance. Does it overlook the golf course? They didn't mention. They said golf courses within easy walking distance. So, question with golf course, which one is that? Question number 6, no, it's not that. In 6 they said overlooks a golf course, but there they said walking distance from the golf course. Okay, now we come to paragraph C. Sleeps 2 plus child, 1 bedroom cottage. Child's bed can also be provided. Large terrace with uninterrupted views of the river. Large terrace. What is terrace? Private outdoor area where you can sit. Which question number? Question number 13. Well done. It has a private outdoor area where you can sit. So that private outdoor area and terrace. Again, part 1, so they are checking your vocabulary. Alright, so paragraph C, question number 13. Now please cross number 13 also from the list so that you don't read it again. Okay, uninterrupted views of the river and mountains, truly peaceful location in picturesque village, less than 10 minutes drive from the coast, all amenities of a town. Owners live nearby and are happy to help in any way they can. Paragraph D. Sleeps 2 to 5, 2-bedroom apartment in a complex with its own pool. Pool. What is pool? Yeah, swimming pool, not billiard pool. Okay. So with its own pool and beautiful views of national park. Which question is that? Question number 10. There is a swimming pool for residents of that apartment complex. Question number 10. Answer is D. And cross number 10 as well. Now what are we left with? Question number 6, 8 and 14. See, like this you need to do. You should know how many questions are left. Alright, now let's go ahead with that. Pool, beautiful view, peaceful location, 3 kilometers from town center. Plenty of shops, excellent sports facilities, superb local golf courses within easy reach. But they did not say overlook the golf course. Paragraph E. Sleeps 2 to 4, modern 1-bedroom, first floor apartment, in-house, owner's residence on ground floor, great location, easy access to all this fantastic town has to offer, few minutes drive from supermarket, but we have already used supermarket option. Bank, cafes, restaurants, ferry to island beach leaves 100 meters away, 10 minutes walk from new shopping center, many shops, food hall, blah blah blah. Now, what are the questions that are left? 6. Overlooks golf course. 8. In the center of town. And 14. Owner will organize parking. Does it match with any of these questions? No, it doesn't. So this paragraph is empty. There is no question which is going to come with this paragraph. Now we come to paragraph F. Sleeps 2, 1 bedroom, first floor apartment, beautifully furnished, offering a high standard of comfort, situated in a peaceful location, edge of an inland village with attractive views of the golf course. Which question is that? 6. Attractive views of the golf course. Question number 6. Overlooks a golf course. Attractive view of golf course. So number 6 answer is F. Now what are we left with? 8 and 14. Let's read on. Okay, many restaurants, bars, shops within easy walking distance. Garage available by arrangement with the owners. Garage available by arrangement with the owners. What is that? Owners will organize parking. For parking, they use the word garage. So question number 14, answer is F. And now finally, one paragraph and one question. Life is easy, okay? So this tick and cross thing is very good. Option G, sleeps 2 to 4, 2 bedroom apartment in central location. Now what is central location? Yes, central location means it is in the center of town. Question number 8, answer is G. Got it? Yeah. Okay, now we've got reading part 2, section 2, and there is this passage, GZJ travel recruitment information. GZJ travel, we think that it's going to be a travel company, a travel organization, travel company, recruitment information. Like if you want to get a job in the travel company, recruitment information, recruit means they give a job, okay? So GZJ is a travel company and recruitment. Now, questions 15 to 21. Complete the flow chart below. Whenever they use the word complete, notes completion, flow chart completion, questions and answers are in order in both academic as well as in gender training IELTS. So they say choose no more than 3 words. Now there is no number and maximum word limit is 3 and minimum word limit is 1. Okay. So recruitment process, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Can you see that? And come back. Second paragraph, first stage. Right? Third paragraph, stage 2. Fourth paragraph, stage 3. It means answers will come like this. So you need to go to subsequent paragraphs to find the answer. Now let's come to stage 1. Question number 15. Application form. Go online and apply for jobs advertised. Give proof of achievements so far, both in education. For education, they may use the word academic. Now you need to give proof of achievements in 2 things. One is education and second, we are going to find. Please come to second paragraph, stage 1. And there, can you see the word academic background? Third last line. Okay, I'm going to read it from 1, 2, 3, 4th line. Second paragraph, 4th line. Role you will need to provide us. Found it? Now please follow me. Second paragraph, 4th line. Role you will need to provide us with evidence. Evidence means proof that you have extensive experience in a marketing environment as well as solid academic background. For academic background, they have mentioned education. Now, what is the answer? Marketing environment. Well done. So, correct answer is marketing environment. For education, they use the word academic background. So, correct answer is marketing environment. Question number 16, note additional requirements for applicants interested in the role of. Role of means job title. Role of manager, role of receptionist, supervisor. So additional requirements for applicants interested in the role of. Now we go back to the same paragraph after background. Okay, second paragraph, third last line after full stop. If you are interested in a career as a means role of. Career as a corporate travel consultant, you will need at least 1 year's experience as a travel consultant. So, what is the answer? Corporate travel consultant. And by chance, if you miss the word corporate, even then it is right, but they use the word roll off and career as a. Now, roll off and career, they are synonyms. Correct answer is corporate travel consultants. And in reading, be careful with the spelling. You just have to copy paste them. Corporate travel consultant. Stage 2, telephone discussion. More information given about company and the dash you could receive. They will give you more information about the company and the dash you could receive. You could receive means, what you receive, company will offer that. So what company offers or what you will receive, that will be your answer. And answer will come with about company and all that. So please come to third paragraph. If you reach stage 2, we will arrange a telephone discussion where you can find out more about us. More about us means company, including the rewards on offer. So what you could receive? Rewards. Well done. For you could receive on offer, correct answer is rewards. As they said, no more than 3 words, so it can be 1, 2 or 3 words. Answer is rewards. Information about annual event where prizes are given to those who have made dash. Now prizes are given to those who have made what? Let's go back and find. Same paragraph. It's the same paragraph. More about us, including the rewards on offer. For instance, third paragraph, second line after full stop. For instance, once a year, we like to acknowledge outstanding efforts and celebrate success with our co-workers. So we like to acknowledge outstanding efforts. When you acknowledge outstanding efforts, it means prizes are given to those who have made outstanding efforts. You know, acknowledge. Acknowledge means like you say, well, you have done great, and you give them some prize, right? So correct answer is outstanding efforts. They have written plural, just copy as it is. Stage 3, group interview. Chances to tell us about how good you are good at selling, and also about the dash you have. 2 things. One is how good you are at selling, and second, something you have, something you own, right? So please come to stage 3. In stage 3, you will be able to give more information about GZJ travel and find out more about you at an interview which you will attend with a small group of other applicants. We will be asking you, now be careful, we will be asking you about your ambitions and of course your sales ability. 2 things. One is sales ability, which is already given. And what is the other thing? We will be asking you about your ambitions. Well done. For sales ability, they use the word how good you are at selling. So correct answer is ambitions, plural. Question number 20. Take part in a dash used to learn about your way of working. Take part. Take part means participate. So let's go back. Same paragraph. I'm reading it after your sales ability, the most vital quality. Okay, it's the second last paragraph in the middle. The most vital quality for our business. You will also be required to complete. Complete means take part. A psychometric test. So what will you take part in? Psychometric test. So correct answer is psychometric. And when you copy the spelling of psychometric, just write it very carefully. Psychometric test. Okay, information given on benefits like health consultant. Stage 4, individual interview. Meet a manager and the dash working in a particular store. So you will meet 2 type of people. One is manager and second they will tell us in the particular type of store. So it's the last paragraph. Next, in stage 4, you will be introduced to the area leader and you will also visit one of our shops where you will meet the team. So area leader is the manager and second you will meet the team. Answer is team. Now, because it is no more than 3 words, you can write team or the team. But the they have already written, so you don't need to write the. Correct answer is team. All good? Okay. All right. Next we have Hilton Laboratory. Like we have High Noon Laboratory and other laboratories. Hilton Laboratory, health and safety in the workplace. Now workplace is where you work. Health and safety is related to employees. The people who work there, their health and their safety. So how to make them stay safe and healthy, this is all about that. We have personal safety, how to dispose of rubbish safely. For example, if I break this glass, so how to dispose it off properly. And third, how to handle heavy objects. If you have to handle heavy objects, so how to handle them. And staying alert, how to be alert at your workplace, right? Now we go to questions. 22 to 27, complete the sentences below. Again, sentence completion. Very common question type in academic reading. In all 3 sections, you will always get few questions which are related to sentence completion. Okay, so this is type A. Questions and answers are in order. So choose no more than 2 words from the text for each answer. Question number 22, there are certain places in the building that staff should avoid. Staff should avoid means staff should not go unless they have. Now, there are, listen, for places that staff should avoid, for that they can use the word restricted areas. There are some restricted areas or areas you should not go unless you have something. For example, they say unless you have permission or unless you have something. Now, let's go back. First paragraph, personal safety, second line after full stop. Do not enter. Restricted areas. Now, what is restricted areas? Areas staff should avoid. There are some restricted areas. Okay, do not enter restricted areas without authorization. Now, for without, they have used the word unless they have. Without authorization, unless they have authorization. Correct answer is authorization. Question number 23. To ensure people can get out easily, it is important that there are no dash to exits. Exit is the way from where you go out. So to make sure people can get out easily. For example, if there is an earthquake, God forbid, if there is an earthquake and people have to get out, so make sure that there are no dash on exits. Let's go back. Same paragraph. I'm reading it from third line after full stop. First paragraph, third line after full stop. Do not wedge open fire doors or tamper with door closures, and do not block doorways. Now, do not block doorways means make sure there isn't anything there. Corridors or stairs, as obstacles may affect access in the events of fire. So, make sure what is not there. Obstructions. They say, do not block doorways, corridors or stairs. What are they? They are exits. Doorway is an exit. Corridor is an exit. Stair is an exit. As obstructions may affect access in the event of fire. So make sure what is not there. Obstructions. Any obstruction. Anything. For example, that is the doorway, and if I put a chair over there, that is an obstruction. If there are stairs and people are sitting on the stairs, that is an obstruction. So correct answer is obstructions. Question number 24. Items which could cause injury must be dashed before they are disposed of. Now, for example, a broken glass may cause injury. A knife or any sharp object may cause injury. So before disposing it off, what is it that we need to do? Please come back. Second paragraph, how to dispose of rubbish safely. Okay. I'm reading it from third line after full stop. Never put sharp objects such as razor blades or broken glasses into waste bins without having wrapped the items carefully to protect those emptying the bins. Without having wrapped. Now, without having wrapped, what does it mean? Items which could cause injury must be wrapped. Now, listen, must be wrapped and without having wrapped. You need to understand this connection. Must be wrapped without having wrapped, right? So, wrapped will be the right answer with double P. Question number 25. Not all departments have the same system for dealing with dash, so you need to check before throwing things away. Throwing things away means related to rubbish or trash. So not all departments have the same system for dealing with dash. Now please come to same paragraph. Okay, I'm reading it from second last line. Second paragraph, second last line after full stop. Other waste procedures. Found it? Okay. Other waste procedures may vary. Contact your building manager or division safety officer for advice with regard to your particular department. Now, what is the answer? Other waste procedures may vary. Come back. Yes, not all departments have the same system for dealing with waste. Others waste system vary. Waste system vary means system for dealing with waste. Correct answer is waste. And make sure it's W-A-S-T-E, not W-A-I-S-T. In reading, don't take a risk. Just copy the answers from the passage. Question number 26. Dash are available to make tasks which require moving objects easier. Now they have something to move heavy objects. Let's go back. How to handle heavy objects. Okay, I'm reading it from third line after full stop. Never move anything that is beyond your capability. Wherever possible, you should use the trolleys provided in the workplace. So what does it mean? Yeah, they say trolleys are available. For trolleys are available, they say you should use the trolleys. Correct answer is trolleys. Question number 27. You should have dash while you are working. Now what is it that you need to have while working? Staying alert. Last paragraph. If you become mentally or physically tired during the working day and find that you are feeling drowsy or not concentrating properly, you could be at risk of causing an accident or making a mistake that could harm you or your colleagues. To prevent this, make sure that you take regular breaks when necessary. So what do you need to take? You should have. You should have means take regular breaks. Now answer is regular breaks, as it is no more than 2 words. So you may write regular breaks, or if you write only breaks, even that is correct. No problem. Okay, so correct answer is breaks or regular breaks for that. All right, now we've got section 3 and we have list of headings. Very common question type in academic reading part 2 and part 3. Sometimes they give you in part 1 as well. And in general training reading, it only appears in part 3 because part 3 is the longest passage. Now this passage is same in academic as well as in general training IELTS. So what you are doing now, it's the same thing in academic and general training. Take a look at the passage. See, long passage. And what's the title? Zebra's long walk across Africa. Yes, I know, but we are reading the title of the passage. They are related to this passage. Just a second, I tell you. Zebra's long walk across Africa. Okay, they are talking about long walk. Now, what is long walk? Migration. In Africa, there are zebras. Zebra is a donkey wearing a coat. So, there is a long walk of zebras. James Gifford investigates some interesting new research into migration patterns of zebras living in Botswana in South Africa. So they will talk about Botswana, South Africa, zebra population and a long walk of zebra. Long walk means migration. Okay, now we come to questions 28 to 40 and they are list of headings. Whenever they give you list of headings, questions will come before the passage. Why do they come before the passage? So that you read a paragraph and you could come back. Then you read and you could come back, right? So they give you some sort of ease and all that. We have 7 questions and we have 10 headings. So we need to solve them all. After this, please come to questions 35 to 37. And there we have one word only, summary completion. As I told you, in every passage, in every section, you will find some questions which are completion. So we have summary completion, 3 questions, and then questions 38, 39, 40, they are multiple choice. Now, it depends on you. I always recommend to start with the easiest questions. So the easy question is summary completion, number 1. Number 2, if you want, you can do this multiple choice and then you can do the list of headings. Or otherwise, if you want to start with list of headings, no problem. You can start with that, and after doing list of headings, you will be very well familiar with the passage, and then you can come and answer these. But sometimes, if list of headings is going to eat up all your time, then you will have no time for these questions. And these are the questions where you will have more right answers. So it's all up to you. Okay, but I will start with list of headings. Okay, question number 28, section A. Now listen, in order to do list of headings, it's a very good idea to read all the headings first. And it's just not reading. For list of headings, you need 2 things. One is interpretation of each heading. When you read a heading, you need to see such type of information I need to find in the passage, number 1. Number 2, for list of headings, another important thing is skim reading. You need to skim read the paragraph. Skim read means to read the paragraph quickly, right? So when you skim read the paragraph, so you will understand what is the gist of the paragraph. Gist means main idea. And main idea, there are 3 points in the paragraph where you can find the main idea. If the paragraph is really long, it may be the first sentence, it may be something in the middle, or it may be the last sentence, which will give you them. And you need to see in this paragraph, they're talking about this thing, okay? But for that, interpreting the heading is very important. Now, let's see how to do that. Please come to list of headings. Heading number 1, decrease in zebra population. In one paragraph, they will talk about decreasing numbers of zebras, right? And they will give us the reasons. So this heading will go. And I want you to imagine zebras and all that. After reading this passage, actually, I watched a documentary on YouTube because it fascinated me, the idea fascinated me, and I watched a documentary and I learned more about it. So as I told you before, whenever you do reading, the passages you have there, if you do not understand the passage, watch a documentary on YouTube on that topic and you'll be clear. Heading number 2, obstruction on traditional route. Obstruction, we just read this word. So maybe there was a traditional route of zebras and they put some fences over there. Fence means like, sort of wall or all that. Heading number 3, unknown species. In one paragraph, they will talk about a species, unknown. For example, if they say zebras were killed by some wild animals and nobody knew about them, unknown species. Heading number 4, confusing information. Now, whenever they give some confusing information, they put a question mark. We were not sure. We did not know. Then they use the word why. Why were they going there? What was the purpose behind that? Why, where, and all that. And we were not sure. It was not sure. We were unsure. That means information is confusing. Heading number 5, staying permanently in Mekdigadi, whatever this is. It's an African language word. So, staying permanently there. Heading number 6, nearly a record in zebra world. Like they say, zebras walked for 5,000 kilometers. And that is the longest walk ever. What does it mean? Nearly a record. Now, they will not use the word record. They will just elaborate it like a record. Heading number 7, 3 different ways of living. Now for 3 different ways, they say one way, another way, and the third way. They will not, sometimes they use first, second, third. Sometimes one way is this, another way is that, and then there is one more. So that means 3 ways of living. Heading number 8, original aim of the work. Original aim of the work means purpose of work. So in one paragraph, the writer will say, that was the aim of my research. Work means research. Aim means purpose. Okay. Heading number 9. How was the information passed on? Like, information passed on. So how? For example, one generation of human, they pass on the information to the next generation. So one generation of zebra, they pass on the information to the next generation. So in one paragraph, they will say the migration and there was another generation. How did they actually do that? And heading number 10, why it is important to study zebras. So maybe they will talk about it in the beginning or at the end, because the whole passage is about zebras. So first they will discuss all the things and then they will conclude it is important to study zebras, or in the beginning they will tell us why it is important. Now, whenever you start, it's not necessary that you start from paragraph A. If you find any paragraph which is short, it's a good idea to start from there, right? But otherwise you have to do the long paragraphs as well. So, paragraph A, please come to paragraph A. For any animal to travel over 270 kilometers in Botswana, partly across the sand and low bush terrain of Kalahari Desert is a remarkable achievement. Remarkable achievement, keep that in mind. But to do so in 11 days and without any obvious motivation, as this zebra population does, is quite extraordinary. Something is extraordinary. Something is remarkable achievement. What is that? Exactly. Heading number 6, nearly a record in zebra world. Remarkable achievement and all that. So this is how you need to connect. Now, you need to do same thing here. Heading number 6 we have used. Now please cross number 6. We will not use this heading 6. Where number 6 is written, and for list of headings, you have to use Roman numbers. VI is 6, so you will use it like that. Now we come to paragraph B. Hattie Bartlam, a researcher, discovered this migration while she was tracking zebra groups, officially known as harem, by Okavango River for her PhD. Now, do you see that? The purpose of her research, what was she doing? Okavango River for her PhD. So she was doing it for her PhD. Each harem, I'm reading on. Each harem consists of a stallion and his 7 or 8 mares with juvenile foals. There is no loyalty between zebras beyond this social group, though harems often get together into so-called herds for her study. Hattie had planned to complete the small-scale movement. Now for her study, and she was doing it for her PhD. What is that? Aim of work. What is the aim? She was doing it for her PhD. So correct answer for question number 29, heading number B, for paragraph B is heading number 8. Original aim of work. What was the aim? She was doing it for her PhD. So correct answer is 8. Now we will cross heading number 8 also. Just number 8. Question number 30, section C. Please come to section C. In December, when the annual rains had transformed the roads into rivers, Hattie was therefore more than a little surprised when she checked the data sent by the radio callers she fits to the zebras she's tracking to find that 6 of harems were 270 kilometers away on the edge of this area, a huge mineral range. Now, they're just explaining. When they're explaining the whole story, come towards the conclusion. Please come to the middle. Then, when the last of the moisture, found it? Then paragraph C, middle. Then when the last of the moisture from the rains had disappeared in May the following year, 5 of those harems came wearily back to the Okavango. This raised the question, why, despite the plentiful supply of food and water, were the zebras being drawn eastward to the salt pans? Question mark. Even more difficult to understand. Why? More difficult to understand. What does it mean? Confusing information. Go back and see which heading is it. Heading number 4, some confusing information. Got it? Why? Right? So heading number 4 will go with question number 30, section C. Okay, now please come to paragraph D. This discovery created quite a buzz in the research community. I decided to visit Hattie, and she explained that a century ago, the large number of Botswana zebras and wild beast herds and the resulting competition for grass made migration essential. One of the migration tracks went from Okavango to this, but in the late 1960s, giant fences were put up. Now they put up giant fences. Those fences were like obstruction to their route. Fences were put up to stop foot and mouth and other diseases spreading between wildlife and domestic cattle. So one of these went across the migration track. Now they're talking about fences between wildlife and domestic cattle. Those fences were like an obstruction. So now let's read on. Please come to next page. One of these went across the migration track, though the animals could get round the obstacle. What is that obstacle? Fences. Okay, each leg of the journey would now be 200 kilometers longer because of the obstruction, those fences. Now their journey was 200 kilometers longer than before. So which heading will go with it? An obstruction on the traditional route. So what was the obstruction? Fence and traditional route where they used to go, and because of that they had to travel 200 kilometers more. So heading number 2 will go with question number 31, and it's D. Okay, let's go on. Paragraph E. As a zebra can live up to 20 years, migration must have skipped at least one generation during the 40 or so years that the fences were put up. This prompts another question. It has always been assumed that the young of social herbivores like zebras learn migration behavior from their parents. So life of zebra 20 years, and they put the fences there for during the 40 or so years. So for 40 years they put fences. So it means there was a generation which did not migrate because of this. They said behavior from their parents. So how did the latest generation learn when and where to go? Means how the information was passed on from previous generation to the next generation, not from their parents who were prevented. Okay, so which heading is that? Heading number 9. Well done. How was the information passed on? Okay, heading number 9 is correct for that. Okay, now we go on. We will cross heading number 9 as well. So we've got paragraph F. Hattie's data points to the conclusion that there are several zebra populations adopting different behavior. The first, see that? Then in third line, the second. Can you see that? In one heading, they use the word 3 ways of living. Right? The first, the second. And can you see fourth last line, the final group? So the first, the second, the final, what does it mean? 3 ways of living. Which heading is that? Heading number 7. So whenever they use a number 3 ways of living, 3 definitions, 2 this and that, you can just do it like that. So heading number 7, 3 different ways of living will go there. Now we are left with G. Endangered species naturally tend to grab the headlines. Endangered species like pandas, they grab the headlines. So it's refreshing for a relatively abundant animal like the zebra to be the center of attention for once. Zebras are a vital part of food chain. What does it mean? Why it is important to study zebras? Zebras are a vital part of food chain. Understanding their migration in turn helps us to interpret the movements of their predators. Now, which heading is that? Why it is important to study zebra? Why? Because they are important part of food chain. Many animals eat zebra, lions, tigers, hyenas. If you watch National Geographic, you can see it all. So heading number 10 will go to question number 34. Now let's see extra headings. Heading number 1, decrease in zebra population. They said zebra is abundant animal. Then heading number 3, unknown species. So it didn't go anywhere. Okay, like this, they always give you extra headings. And then heading number 5, staying permanently in McGarrigat. There is no mention of that, right? Okay. Now, let's go on, and we are going to do questions 35 to 37. Complete the summary below. Choose one word only from the text for each answer. Social behavior in zebras. Zebras tend to live together in small groups, which experts call. Now go back and see a paragraph where they mention zebras live in small groups. Zebra groups. Find it. Zebra groups. Tell me the paragraph. From A, B, C, D. Zebra groups. Yes, well done. Paragraph B. Please come to paragraph B, first line. Hattie Bartlam, researcher, discovered this migration while she was tracking zebra groups, officially known as harems. Officially known as harems. So, what is that? Experts call. Experts call. Call and known as. Call, known as, named. Correct answer is harems. Harems. Okay? Here, a male zebra has a charge of a number of adults. Whenever they use the word number of, over there they will use a number. Number of 5 or 6. Number of 10 or 12. Number of adult dash. Now come back. Harems by the Okavango River for her PhD. Each harem consists of a stallion. Now stallion is male zebra. And his 7 or 8 mares. 7 or 8 means number of. Right? And mare means female zebra. So correct answer is mares. Right? That means one zebra has 5, 6, 7 wives. Okay? Number of adult mares and their young. These units sometimes assemble in bigger groupings or dash. Now what is the name of bigger grouping? When all the harems get together, what do they call them? Let's go back. Okay, false. There is no loyalty between zebras beyond this group, though harems often gather together into so-called herds. So harems gather together into so-called herds. Correct answer is herds. Herds. Got it? Okay, now 38 to 40. Choose the correct letter A, B, C or D. Write the correct letter in boxes 38 to 40 on your answer sheet. Question number 38. How did Hattie feel? Now feeling of Hattie. When she heard some of the zebras had traveled so far. In one paragraph we read like Hattie felt something when she learned that zebras traveled more. So please come back. Yeah. This is paragraph F? No. All right. Okay, now please come to paragraph C. Paragraph C. Third line. She fits the zebras. She fits to the zebras. She's tracking to find that 6 of harems were 270 kilometers away. Now 270 kilometers away on the edge of this a huge mineral rich area where salt has collected over the years as water evaporates in the heat. Then now we need to see how did she feel when she learned that some of the zebras had traveled so far. Even the last of the moisture from the rains had disappeared in May the following year. 5 of those harems came verily back to the Okavango. This raised the question why, despite plentiful supply of food and water, were the zebras being drawn eastward to salt pans. Even more difficult to understand was what made 6 of the groups travel so far. So how did she feel? Number 1, why did they go there? Okay, and more difficult to understand what made 6 of the groups travel so far. while the others 5 remained by Okavango. So now let's see, how did she feel? Option A, annoyed, because she would have to follow them to Megagadi. Was she annoyed? Did she have to follow them there? No, she was not annoyed. Disappointed. Was she disappointed? No, she was confused. You know, we did one list of headings also, right? Option C, frustrated as the rains had made the roads unusable. Was she frustrated? No. Option D, unsure as to their real motivation for going. Got it? We did list of heading also with that. Unsure, confusing information, right? So it's that. Question number 39. When describing different Botswana zebra populations, the writer indicates. Now, what is it that writer indicates with Botswana zebra population? Come back. Botswana zebra population. You will find about Botswana zebra in paragraph D. Now, we need to see what is it that the writer indicates. I'm reading paragraph D. This discovery created quite a buzz. I decided to visit Hattie and she explained that a century ago, large number of Botswana zebras and wild beast herds and the resulting competition for grass made migration essential. One of the migration tracks went from this to that, but in the late 1960s, giant fences were put off, okay, to stop this disease. Next page, please. Domestic cattle. One of these went across the migration track. Though the animals could get round the obstacle, each leg of their journey would now be 200 kilometers long, an impossible distance given the lack of permanent water on the extended route. Okay. All right. There is last line. There is dangerously little drinking water to support the zebras on the return journey. So when she says impossible distance, they covered and all that. Now let's go back and we see when describing the different Botswana zebra population, the writer indicates option E, his admiration for the ones who migrate the furthest distance. Option B, sympathy for the ones. Does she show any sympathy? Does she show that, oh, sorry, they went and all that? No. Option C, disbelief that those by Botati have difficulty finding food. They didn't talk about that. Option D, anxiety that their migration pattern may not be able to continue. No, it's not D. Correct answer is A. Admiration for the ones who migrate the furthest distance. Now, how does she admire? Let's come back. When she says one of these means one group, went across the migration track, though the animals could get round the obstacle, each leg of their journey would now be 200 kilometers longer, an impossible distance, given the lack of permanent water and all that. So means she is admiring their courage to go 200 kilometers more. So that is admiration. Again, it's part 3, so there's not going to be any direct thing. Question number 40, what does the writer suggest in the final paragraph? Last paragraph and writer's suggestion. In the first line, endangered species naturally tend to grab the headlines, so it is refreshing for a relatively abundant animal like the zebra to be center of attention. Now just see which heading or which option does it match. Endangered species grab the headline, but it is good, refreshing to talk about abundant animal like zebra. Option A, too much time has been wasted on research. Is it right? No. Option B, it is sometimes necessary to go against the trend in research matter. What is the trend? To investigate into endangered species. And how does she go against the trend? Like she is studying zebras which are already abundant. So it is sometimes necessary to go against the trend. Come back. Endangered species naturally tend to grab the headline. That is the trend. So it is refreshing for a relatively abundant animal like the zebra to be the center of attention. So it is sometimes necessary to go against the trend in research matters. B will be the right answer. Okay? All right.